why our numbering system is bad, Elijah, is
Because there's fractions.
there's fractions, and they're not easy fractions. Okay? Your ruler, for the ruler you're using here, the inch ruler you have, takes 1 inch and divides it into how many equal pieces? How many pieces are there between here? Okay, how many easy pieces are there? Laney? Laney, how many equal pieces are there? Don't get me off track. How many equal pieces? Kate?
16.
Yes. In our, the ruler you're using has 16ths, but you can keep cutting those in halves into 32nds, into 64ths, into 128ths, into 256 if you need to get smaller. But the problem is this, ladies and gentlemen. The problem is this. If you're measuring this line, that starts right here. Oh, it's got an arrow on it too. How did that happen? Did I pick an arrow? I did. Well, what do we do? How can we fix that? Anybody?
You erase it.
I cannot erase it.
Move it.
I will not erase it.
Delete it.
We'll make another out of it. We'll just call that the line right there. Here's the problem with our system. It would be nice if all you would have to do is do this, because it's cut into 16ths, so you could just count 16ths, right? This line goes to right about here, let's pretend. 1 16th, 2 16ths, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is 14 16ths, that line is. And the beauty of this is if you put 14 16ths on your paper, I would mark it wrong, because that's not right. Well, it is right, but it's not right. What's right and what's wrong? It is 14 16ths, but why is it wrong, Brooklyn?
Because it is too.
It is a tough one to explain. Jenna?
You can make it easier.
Which is what? 14 16ths, we call that reduces down to, the simplest fraction there, Emily, is, yeah, 7/8. What's that? What? Is that what you were going to say, Kavara, too? Why didn't you say that? I did not interrupt you. Here, go give one of those back. Who else doesn't have one? Wait, how do you get one? Oh, see, she deserves it. She can't give that back to her. Okay, and that's the problem with the whole system there. It would be nice if it was just, and you could leave it as 14 16ths, that would be fine. Now, there's some helpful things for you when they make these rulers to make it easier for you. For example, you'll notice how these lines kind of look like roller coaster hills or whatever. They do that so you can quickly, rather than counting like I did up to 14, you could do a bunch of different things. This one right here that's halfway in the middle, you could start with that and call it, this is already 8 16ths because it's a half an inch. So you could have started there and went 9 16ths, 10 16ths, 11 16ths, 12 16ths, 13 16ths, 14 16ths. Or, children, this and this and this are 1/4 inch marks. So, you know, this, well, even then it doesn't really. 3/4 is how many 16ths? 12 16ths, 13, 14 16ths. Or you could have started at the end. How many 16ths is this right here? 16, 15, 14. Or when you get good enough at a ruler, you just be able to recognize, like if the line went to right here, how long is that line from here to here? So each one of these these look, this is 8, 1 8, 2 8s, 3 8s, which is how many 16ths? 3 8s is how many 16ths? 6 16ths. But we don't use 6 16ths. Is that all we need to say about that? Would you like me just to set you free? No! Take a look at your books on page 90.
Yes.
Oh, a couple things. A couple things. The book is going to ask you to continue the sequence. 1 16th. Sorry. 1 16th. 1 8. 3 16ths. 1 4th. Those are, by the way, all in order. What comes next? What's next after 1 4th? Oh, see? Look. 1 16th, 1 8th, 3 16ths, 1 4th, What comes next? Going once, going 3 times. Elijah?
6/16.
No, this is 6/16. This is. Count 1, 2, 3, 4,
5/8.
5/16. That's the 5/16. What's the next thing? After 5/16 is this one, which is Brianna? But we can't say 6/16, so we have to call it 3/8. What's the next bigger thing from 3/8? Keith?
7/16.
7/16. What's that comes after 7/16? Kira?
1/2.
1/2. What comes after 1/2? Danny?
9/16.
9/16. What comes after 9/16? Brooklyn?
10/16.
Which is 5/8. And maybe this big blown up ruler makes it look a little harder because you think the lines are bigger than the 1/8 one. Your question, Jill? What comes after 5/8, Jill?
What?
What comes after 5/8?
Oh, 11/16.
11/16. And then so on and so on and so on.
Put 11/12.
It's too far for me to walk to fix it. Look at letter D on number 90, please. Oh, you guys were looking in the book, weren't you? Look at letter D. Point A represents what mixed number on that number line? Yes, Jaden, we are on page 90. Letter D. Letter D. Barak, you have an answer? First of all, what's the whole number? 1. So we just need to know what fraction of the rest of the inch is the rest. How do you know what fraction it is? Well, the bottom number is how many spaces are between 1 inch and 2 inches. How many? Are there 6 of them? The top number is how many of those spaces over do you go until you get to the point they have? 2. Yes. So, Lainey Kavari, your fraction, your mixed number is? 1.56. Are you good with that? I don't wanna. Drew, how's that working for you? Good? Yeah? Take your little ruler's measure line E for me, will you please? That would be in inches. Line E, children. Line E. Again, I'll give you plus or minus a 1/16 of an inch. Who doesn't have the ruler? There we go. Line E in the book, Elijah. Letter E, there's a line. You are to measure that line. Luke Franklin says,
15/16.
ooh, not what I have. And if you would have been plus or minus a 1/16, I would have given it to you, but you're actually a little bigger than that. Isabel?
13.
I have 13/16. Everybody see why that's that? 15/16 is the mark right behind the 1. 13/16 would be boom, boom, boom here. Let's see if that really looks like a door. It's not very big. How about letter F? Grace Christ, this all rests squarely on your shoulders. Letter F. How many whole inches?
2.
And then what fraction of the next? There you go, that's what I have, 2 1/4. So I would have probably given you, what's 1/16 smaller than a 1/4? 3/16. What's 1/16 bigger than a 1/4? 5/16. So I would have given you probably either one of those if you had complained enough about it. And letter G. Not liturgy, Joe. Follow with us here. You need to put your ruler actually on the paper. Brianna says,
3 and 1/8.
3 1/8. I would give you, that's not what I have in my book, but it is within the accepted 1/16 tolerance. Lady says,
3 and 3/16.
that's what I have. Now again, yours could be, you know, these rulers were photocopied, which is not the most exact measuring or copying device. So your rulers could be a touch off, that's fine. There are nothing. Your assignment, children. Lesson 17, please. 17.